Hey, it's Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it is Thursday. It's June 30th. This will be our chart lesson for the day. And a couple of things before I forget. This will be the last chart lesson for the week, and we won't have one on Monday because Monday will be the actual July 4th holiday here in the U.S. that they'll celebrate for the market. So the market, I think it'll be open from 10 to 12 or something like that, or till 10 o'clock or noon. But I don't trade those days anymore. They're not worth it. I mean, if you want to get some sim time in, sometimes there's a little movement, but most of the time, it's just not worth fooling with. So I usually take those days off. So no chart lesson on Monday, and so after today we won't be back until next Tuesday. So just remind yourself of that. That Monday's a holiday, and I'm not doing any on Fridays lately. So, but anyway, let's get to the chart lesson. Uh, this looked very rangy early on. You can see that we were within the overnight highs and lows, and prices are swinging back and forth above and below the EMA. Once we broke through, just measure it. You can see there that we measured and looked for at least a measured move, and we finally got there. We overshot it just a little, and we closed right inside that. So really, in the big picture, I think it's a range day, a two-tiered range day, with this being the midpoint. And but there's a nice trend down with a lot of nice setups here, and then a good many trades on the way up. So lots of trades, lots of volume. The volatility's slowed down a little bit. It's not as crazy as it was. You pretty much can find the entries using the 2 points. There might be few bars here and there. Still a little volatile, I would say, but it's more back to normal. But let's back out, talk about the trades, wrap this week up, and go into the holiday. So when I came in, everything was within the overnight highs and lows, and you can see we're swinging back and forth. I came in, we just swung to the low side. It's really tempting to go long right there, and with it being that far away from the EMA, you might consider that. You might have even looked at this. I was looking at this as a short-term trend with a break, and we had a new high. And there's really, if you draw this one, there's really no close outside yet, but you still figure you're probably going to swing back to that. But you might have looked at this like, there's a little bit, it looks like a spiking channel almost. So it looked like it might take off from there. So that's the first break. So we're still looking for a retest of the high, you could say. So you might consider um, taking this trade on a whim, but it's not a very good signal bar. So that's another reason. I'm not even gonna make it green, but just something, I wanted to talk about that because you can see it there. We do pull back here, but it's right into the EMA. There's a failed second entry short right here, which generally could be a good trade, but you only need one tick higher to get a new high, which is what you got. It ends up pushing up a little bit higher. This is probably a little bit flatter than what I have. It's probably more like that. And this is your first break, but notice how it pushes up and then turns down. And so you don't know that it's going to turn back down there, but I don't think you want to risk. If this little bar had gone ahead and broke higher here, I'd probably say enter right here. But when this one couldn't get above that, you got a lot of matching highs across there. You got a double top just a couple of ticks higher. Um, this is a little trading range, and it may break out, make a new high, and turn down, which it did. And when it does that, I like going short with that bearish bar right there because you got a failed second entry long, pullback first entry, pullback second entry. And that kind of sets your trend line. You already could have had it. Plus, you already probably could have had. I had it a little steeper here, and it actually came a little lower, but I adjusted it once we got more price action. But just draw it here, drag it up, because it could be a spiking channel. And when it comes back and kind of verifies it right there, and even though that looks like a doji, that could have closed. That's a bearish bar. Look at all that stem on the upper side, only one tick there. Go short right there. And quick, easy move. And then we're just kind of going sideways. It comes back to the trend line again. That's the fourth touch. Another bearish bar. You can go short. and then you get 2 legs back. So this is a second entry. That's not a great signal bar. I'd wait on this one, and when it broke below it, you really could put a stop there, but when it broke below, you could have dropped a limit order back where your stop would have gone here, or maybe even a tick back into it, and you probably would have gotten filled, and then it drops on down. And at that point, I would have been looking for a possible measured move. Oops, that's not quite it. And you can see we didn't get there, but notice where that puts you, back down to the overnight lows. So that's what you're looking for when it's running down. We don't quite get there. But yeah, these were all good trades, except for this one didn't have a very good signal bar, so you kind of had to wait on that and make a little bit of adjustment there. You get a new low here, pull back first entry, pull back second entry, a little double top or a little break. Real small, low risk entry, plenty of room to get out. Another easy scalp, and then it bounces. It's moving up. You get your close outside, new high, and a big bearish bar. And this is a new low, so that's a second entry short. It's the first break of that trend line. You're going to go lower, so I like entering right there. You really could have entered here as well, but it's not a great signal bar. There's a chance you might push up again, but when it turns up and you get that failed second entry long, go short right there, because we're looking for this to make a new low now. Doesn't do it, but when it makes this double bottom basically here and a higher low here and bounces, that's a good signal that, hey, if we don't get down to here, we're probably going, it generally means you're going in the other direction, and so we're probably going higher here. That's not quite far enough away from the EMA that I would risk entering there. And we're going sideways there with a couple of dojis, but then you get your failed second entry short. That's what you're waiting on. Go long right there. It pulls back and gives you another chance to enter right off that trend line, another bullish bar. And at this point, you're expecting prices to head to here. You're still moving up. This is your first close outside. But now you got evidence that there's a trend channel line running across there, so I don't think I would enter on any of these right into that. And I definitely wouldn't enter right into that overnight high. Even though it pushed through, I'd be looking for a short here. And this is an overshoot of your channel. It's a failed break outside the upper side of the overnight. See, that was your overnight high right there. It's not a great signal bar, though. It's a good ways away from the EMA, so if you want to be aggressive, I like that one. I think you're better off to wait on this lower high back inside the channel here, and nice bearish bar. You're going to probably get a measured move back down, and you might go all the way back to the other side of the trend channel. You can see that there's your break, and you had to also be concerned that there might be a bigger one right here. That's actually the way I would have ended up looking at it. And you can see there's a nice little channel. So we're probably going to at least come down to the other side, back to the EMA. So I like entering on that one because, and the only reason, if this wasn't a bigger trading range with overnight highs here, I would not be looking to go short right here because this is looking like an uptrend now. And we didn't make the lows. So we're probably going in the other direction. That's your clues. There's a failed second entry short here, but you got to go long right into the overnight highs, and it hadn't proved that it's going to hold yet. Pushes back up. It's tempting to go short here, and it is a long way away from the EMA. I'm willing to actually give that one a green one. I probably should give that a little green. Pretty low risk to be that far away from the EMA. Definitely you're going sideways there. You might consider entering here, but that's a doji. It closes in its upper half, but it's closing right there. There is the trend line. I like waiting, letting it push back through the EMA and pull back and test it again. I like entering there. And then, of course, you get your failed second entry short. That's your nice little, that's the safest one. You could add on there if you were already in. I like adding on to that one. And then of course you're coming back. You get a little. It's kind of questionable if you get a close outside there. Pushes to a new low. But that again, that's closes within the trend line, closes above the EMA. I like going long there. And when it comes back here and you get another one, you can add on there. That's not a great signal bar. This one's a lot better looking. This one's really close to being green. With that being the highs of the days, it probably should be green. I'm gonna change it because I took that trade, but I was a little leery of it, to be honest with you. So it probably should be green. It's a little aggressive. And then we shoot all the way up. We don't quite get to the other side, to the other upper side, and then you can see that's a trading range, and that's a little failed break lower, and a nice little reversal bar. We're probably going to at least test the high. It'll probably jump up and fail out the upper side, and it does. But I wouldn't be going short in here. This thing's just going higher and higher. So we're in an uptrend now. I wouldn't consider any more shorts at this point because this channel's still going higher. And you can see that. And we push up here and we just kind of get stuck sideways. I wouldn't trade that. It's tempting to go long right here, but this is kind of no man's land right in here. You can see we're just kind of stuck. We're not going anywhere. I'd wait on another test of this for the double test because that kind of tested it once, and then you want a double test of that, or just kind of set the low anyway, and you want to test that a couple times, and we really don't get that. It ends up going lower. So now you got a break of this up channel. Notice the new low, first entry, pullback, second entry, and you really almost can see that trend line already going across there. This tested again. It's a failed second entry short. Go long there, and you can see that's a nice trade. And this is a double bottom, so you really could treat this like a failed second entry short, but it's right back into those highs. And this is the high of the day now in the middle of the trading day. I just wouldn't be going long in there. You can see it closed above it, but I still wouldn't risk that. You got your trend line here, and you don't know that it fits perfect there. It turns out it's the midline, but you don't know that at the time, and you're right into these highs, so you just got to skip that one. And again, it's tempting to go short here, and you really could go short here because now you've got a break, move to a new high. The only problem is you got a trend line working up through here, and you really don't have a close and a new high yet. You might consider that a closeout. We're a good ways away from the EMA, but I just don't think I'd risk it. I think I would wait. And notice we start working back down. You get a first entry, pull back. It never triggers a second entry there, but when it turns down again, it hits that trend line and turns up and got a bullish reversal. I'd go long there because this other channel was way too steep, and this is more your 45-degree angle where your healthy trend is. So that's very common to see it. You get a break in a new high, and it just kind of turned into a more shallow trading range, or I'm sorry, trend channel. And that was pretty much it for the day. So that got you in the 2 o'clock hour. There's another little pullback right here, but your par is too bearish, and it's right into the midline, right at the EMA. There's really a kind of a double top across there. But I'd skip that one. And somebody sent me an email today asking about the double test rule. Generally, it works better on flatter, more horizontal stuff, but you'll see it happen. That's basically what all these failed second entry shorts are on the way up. These are double test rules for the most part. Let me just show you one. Here's one. You make this low right here, and then you come back and you test the trend line and the EMA twice. Notice how it holds above. That's like a double. It's a failed second entry short, but it also fits the double test rule. You get another one here. You test that trend line. This bar kind of, first couple of bars set it, then you test it once and then twice, and it goes higher. Here it is again. You make this low, you test that area once, you test that area twice, it goes higher. Um, these aren't great examples, but somebody wanted to see one. So, and here's one. You made that high, you tested it once, you tested it twice, and that's pretty much horizontal. So that fits the double test rule right across there. You can see that. You test it. This set it. You test it once, twice, and look at it go lower. So hopefully that's clear to you. Um, just trying to see if I see another one. Really don't see another one. Here's one in reverse. Here's your high, and so you got your trend line. Come back, you test it once, you test it twice. That's your failed second entry long in a down market, so you go short. Didn't go as far. It's not a perfect example of it, but anyway, I think you get the gist of it now. So, but another great trading day. It's been a great trading week, to be honest. I mean, out of all these trades, if you could get 2 or 3 of these, you can make a good living. You don't have to get them all, and that's the whole idea, is to be able to learn to find them and then wait on the best ones. And these reversal patterns, where the double test of the failed second entry shorts, rather, the reversal type patterns, those things are here. This is a great reversal pattern. Let me just show you this one real quick, and then we're going to call it a day. Everything's been working down, and then suddenly prices just rocket through the EMA. They try to go short once. First entry, try to go short again. The second entry, they fail, and then they take off. And that's a great reversal pattern. And you're looking for, you're not. This one was a little early because you really were still looking for a new low. But when you see that, take it. And then we had one up here somewhere. Thought we did anyway, but anyway, that's enough for today. But that is a great reversal pattern. And this is another one. Notice how it just shoots right through the EMA, and I mean, just keeps going. And then you get a first entry long, pull back. There's really a second right there, but that you could consider that all one move, and then it makes that new high. And that's your reversal pattern, and we go lower from there. It really struggles to go lower, but it does. It's still a reversal pattern. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Hope everybody has a great 4th of July weekend, and we'll be back again Tuesday. Remember, no chart lesson on Monday because of the holiday, and so we won't be back till Tuesday. But I'll see you on Tuesday. This is Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.